On a final note, what advice would you give anyone going through, anxiety or stress in the workplace?
Taking responsibility for your health, doing things like, exercising, eating well, things like that. I think the other thing too is communicating, especially with your supervisor. If you're not feeling well, communicating, especially people with mental health problems. I think communicating with your supervisor if you do need accommodations, if you have certain limitations, if you need a day off occasionally or something like that. I think a lot of times what people do is they don't communicate. And I think because of that, a lot of times supervisors will assume that a person is a poor employee. It's a tricky thing when to tell somebody you have a mental health condition. And I know that's not really what you were asking per se, but I think communication with a supervisor, I think, is very important if you do need accommodations, because people with mental health conditions do work a little bit differently in some respects, in terms of maybe they don't get back to people as quickly. They may, have days that they have really a real tough time working and that sort of thing. The other thing too, that there's a lot of research now on they're called micro breaks, taking breaks during the day is
Yes.
very important. People, getting up from their desks, walking. I try to do that, not always successful, but I think that's one of those things. Trying to detach from work as much as you can, even within the workday. I think there's evidence that people can do that, and it does help.